NFL preseason will wrap up this weekend. Thankful for that. Means we are really close to actual NFL football. But I am more excited for the beginning of this college football season
than you've ever been.
Nah, not that I've ever been, because I grew up a really intense Notre Dame fan. But
you and the rest
of
the
world. For the first time in a long time, I just can't wait for that opening weekend. And actually, we have college football this weekend if you want to watch Kansas State and Iowa State play.
Not really.
In Ireland.
I don't particularly want to. And I love sports.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have all that much interest in that one, but I'm excited for the college football season too.
Yeah. A great slate of games that Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We'll talk about them coming up on the show. The focus in the NFL, these quarterback battles and the dust starting to settle a little bit here, and veterans have won the jobs. And I'm curious to get your take on why teams are going with the vet as opposed to kind of rolling the dice a little bit with a rookie. Was at an event earlier today with Jim Nantz and Dottie Pepper. So we do the show live on a Thursday night. We'll share our conversation with Dottie Pepper from that event. And country music star Lee Brice is coming back to the Capital Region.
He's a returner to the show.
Yeah, he's right. Second time.
Who knew?
It's going to open up M&T Bank Center at Mohawk Harbor.
Pretty cool.
We've got that with Lee Brice. He's our guest this week on Onorato and Miller. Let's go.
This is Onorato and Miller, sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus Marcella's Saratoga Eagle with Michelob Ultra Novice and Performance Industrial. We'll get to our Dirty Difficult done on the show here as well. So I saw Sam today. He was at the conversation with Dottie Pepper and Jim Nantz. Sam, good to catch you on the show this time. And Carol, always with us every single week. Great to have you guys aboard. All right, here are some of the starting quarterbacks, or some of the quarterbacks that have been named starters in the last week. Russell Wilson was entrenched as the starter very early on in training camp for the Giants, even going back to probably like OTAs. But Jackson Dart has played very, very well. So let's start there, and we'll get to Flacco and Daniel Jones. Should the Giants just play Jackson Dart, given his preseason game performance as a rookie?
No, I'm going to say no. For this one, I don't have a problem with it being Russell Wilson. I think the Giants' record is going to be not good through the first 10 games, no matter who is your starter. I just also think maybe you give Jackson Dart the opportunity to develop, give him a little bit more time. Don't risk injuring him in a situation that he's not ready for. Whereas Russell Wilson is obviously more than ready and capable and knows what to expect, as opposed to throwing Dart to the wolves, essentially.
Okay. And Wilson played well in the preseason game that he started. Dart has just been like, whoa, this guy is everything we could have hoped. And I get it, it's the preseason.
Right.
But what I say about preseason football is generally what I say about spring training baseball.
It's the opposite.
If it's really bad, I'm concerned. I'm not going to go over the top on something that's really good. If Dart came out and had 4 interceptions and a bad completion percentage, and just you go, this guy needs time. He's played very well, and I'm with you. I would stick with Wilson here, but I'm impressed by what Jackson Dart's been able to do.
I don't think it'll be long before Dart gets a chance, because I don't think Russell Wilson is going to go win a lot of games for New York. I think it's just sort of, he's the veteran guy. He gives us a good enough chance. He has the experience. But again, I don't think their record is going to be good no matter who is under center.
Tough schedule, especially the first 4 games out of the gate. You try to find that soft spot in the schedule for Dart to potentially take over. All right, so we both think Wilson is the safe play, and it is. Wilson is the safe play here. And that's a common theme.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Flacco is going to start in Cleveland, 40, 41 years old, whatever he is. We haven't seen him at all this preseason, but I believe he's going to play a little bit in the Browns preseason finale, and then Dylan Gabriel, and then Shedeur Sanders is the order Kevin Stefanski will go through his quarterbacks. Again, the safe play, but
I don't love this one.
I would start a rookie.
Me too. And for me, unless it's a matter of health, but if it's a matter of health, they're not playing in the preseason games, and he's saying they're playing in this final preseason game.
Yeah, Gabriel
if it's a
played
matter
the
of
last
health,
preseason game. Shedeur sat it out because of his oblique, but correct.
That would be the
Stefanski
only
says they're
reason.
all available.
That would be the only reason that I would start Flacco in front of anyone else. I just think, again, this is not a team that's going to win unless they far exceed expectations at the quarterback position. Joe Flacco is not going to far exceed expectations at the quarterback position. I think Shedeur Sanders has that ability to be better than expected because of kind of the fall he took in the draft. I think he will just overperform from just based on the draft.
Okay.
I think he will overperform. But why not give him the chance? And I think you just have to see what you have. You've spent draft capital on two quarterbacks in this past draft. Was Gabriel a third?
Yes.
And then Shedeur. You got to see what you have.
I would imagine that both Gabriel and Sanders start games at some point this season.
I would think so too.
I agree with you because they're third and fifth round picks.
Or at
There's
least
nothing
play.
that says organizationally we have to give this guy more than 1 year.
Right.
The Giants are not going to draft a quarterback next year, no matter what.
I would agree.
But the Browns might draft a quarterback in the first round. And so I'm with you. Like, hey, if we end up with a top 5 pick, I want to have seen enough of Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders to make a decision. Do I need a quarterback here or not? And I think you can maybe get away with.
I'm just editing.
Oh, my spelling.
It's okay. In case we use it.
All right. Yeah, I want to know going into the draft next season, do I need to make a pick in the first round of a quarterback?
Hey,
Melissa checking in. Been a little while since we saw or talked with Melissa, but
we
she's
don't
checking
see
in
a
on the
lot
show.
of friends on a lot of occasions. We're busy.
Daniel Jones gets the nod in Indianapolis here.
Surprises me, but he never ceases to amaze when it comes to this stuff. I just think
this is not Daniel Jones winning the job.
No.
This is Anthony Richardson
Losing
the job. And this, I think, is a now full admission from the Colts that number 4 overall pick was a mistake. I was high on Anthony Richardson because of his raw talent.
I didn't love him.
But he has proven to be inaccurate, unstable, uncomfortable in the
injury
pocket,
prone,
and that. So I think Shane Steichen is not just playing it safe. I think he's saying, if we want to look competent at the quarterback position, it has to be Daniel Jones. And what a spot! I mean, look at Daniel Jones. I mean, from the Giants to the Vikings and now to the Colts, he chose the right spot as a free agent to go to Indianapolis.
No doubt.
He could win a job.
Because I think it was pretty obvious from that he could beat Anthony Richardson out for a job.
Yep.
And I think you kind of know what you're getting with Daniel Jones. You don't know what you're getting with Anthony Richardson still. I don't think we've seen his ceiling, but he's shown us his floor. So I think you kind of know the risks with Daniel Jones, but you've seen him improve. The biggest knock on him was his inability to hold on to the ball. Yeah. He kind of fixed that up, showed that he's pretty athletic. He runs a little bit with the ball, and he's good enough to be a starter. He's not good enough to be my starter, but he's good enough to be a starter for a Colts team that isn't all that good anyway.
Yeah, one interesting thought in the last week here is, and I don't think it's related to this, but Arch Manning has kind of contradicted his grandfather's statement. He said, well, there's no decision yet. And that's the smart thing here is, like, I've got a year of college football to play. I'm not going to speak in absolutes to say I'm staying, I'm going. We said this last week or a couple of weeks ago. if he blows the doors off college football this season, wins a national championship and the Heisman, what is there to stay for? You're going to be the number one pick unless you don't like the team that's sitting there at one. But let's say it's the Colts and the Manning family familiarity with that franchise. Even though Jim Irsay is no longer running the team, his family still is. And so maybe another Manning goes to Indianapolis, if you will. Sam says, even if Arch is there, I think the Giants would draft him.
The Giants are going to have to be pretty bad for that to happen. I'm not sure they're going to be that bad, but they'll probably be bad. I don't disagree. If you're bad enough to have a top 3 pick in the draft next year, a top 4 pick in the draft, and he's coming out, you got to make Jackson Dart-proof he's your starter, and my guess is he isn't beating Arch Manning out. Also, Arch Manning I say this with I know he's played college games. He hasn't even really played college games. Like, please go out and play an SEC schedule and show me you're competent at the quarterback position. And then we'll talk about you being a draft pick, let alone a top 5 draft pick.
I mean, the Giants traded back into the first round to get Jackson Dart. I just don't see them, given what we've seen so far, which I understand is, not significant football, for them to give up on him after 1 year, and it won't even be a full year of him starting. I just don't see it that way. But okay. Here's some of the quarterbacks not playing this preseason. Josh Allen, first time in his career, is not going to play preseason football. Problem with that?
Preseason game?
A preseason game.
Wow. Why do I feel like I saw him play a preseason game?
Not this year.
Okay. Interesting. No, I have no problems with any of it. I hate the preseason.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers, not going to play a preseason game with a new team.
I know, but I still don't have a problem with it. It's an old guy with a busted Achilles. No problems with it.
Okay. Not worried about game reps
and
chemistry with receivers and offensive linemen and play callers.
I'm worried about all of it, but I don't think the preseason fixes it.
Okay. And then Matthew Stafford, who has been a full participant this week at practice for the first time all off season.
Injured, no chance.
Back issue.
Nope.
This obviously, there's no reason to put him out there. Josh Allen's the reigning MVP. I don't know that I need to see him.
Nope.
But we've seen teams start slowly when their starting quarterbacks don't play in the preseason. It happened with Green Bay years ago and Aaron Rodgers. It has happened the last number of years with the Bengals and Joe Burrow. And so, oh, by the way, Cincinnati says, get out there, Joe. And he's been great through 2 preseason games. I would worry if I'm Buffalo about a slow start just because Allen hasn't had game reps for as experienced as he is.
Sure. But how many significant game reps is anybody's number one really getting? I mean, I know 0 versus a few drives.
Yeah, a few drives
is something. Not enough to make me excited.
Okay. I mean, and maybe these teams now view the inter-squad scrimmages, practices with a little more value than they used to say, hey, we have a little more control here than a real game. And that might be enough to see our guys out there. Okay. I'll take a quick break here on Onorato and Miller when we come back, looking ahead to the official week 1 of college football. Albany Firewolves are leaving town. We'll get Ash's insights on that and what it means for the franchise moving forward. People are betting on the Little League World Series.
That's not smart.
How desperate are we, people? That's my question. And the WNBA has set a record this season. All that's still ahead here on Onorato and Miller.
Family fun shouldn't cost a fortune. That's why here at Alpen House, we have an amazing selection of RVs available under $200 a month. No need to break the bank to find the right RV for you and your family. Shop the nation's top brands, from compact towables to family floor plans. We're sure to have something for every adventurer. Shop online at alpenhouserv.com and come see us in Amsterdam and Saratoga, and we'll make sure you're ready to hit the road this summer. Alpen House RV, your total camping outfitter.
A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpen House.
Awesome slate of games to open up the college football season. Cannot wait for this Saturday. I hope the weather is good so we can be outside watching football.
This Saturday?
Did I say this Saturday?
Yeah.
Next Saturday.
Right. This Saturday, we will not be here watching college football.
Traverse Saturday.
Mhm.
5-horse field.
Lame.
Tough sell.
Lame.
With a
We won't be here.
horse that's such a heavy favorite in Sovereignty that should romp.
Mm-hmm.
Tough sell.
Mhm.
Weather's going to be good, though.
Beautiful.
So people will go because as much as we
Good
talk
card.
about the Traverse, right,
Mhm.
there are other really good races on the card for people to bet on. And again, if the weather's good, it's really the last hurrah of the Saratoga racing season in a lot of people's minds. So I'm sure the crowd will be good. I don't know that the race will be any good.
Yeah.
Sovereignty
Whatever.
should cruise, right?
Sure. But crazier things have happened.
Yep. Told my buddy Bill, Sovereignty, and then
But yeah,
you want to try to
5
make a little bit of money, you got to find the horse that finishes second.
5 horses, just
Tough.
doesn't do it for me.
Yeah. So this is August 30th, 31st, September 1st is what you're looking at on your screen here. Texas and Ohio State, first game out of the gate.
Right out of the rip.
Noon on Saturday.
Let's go.
Incredible. Syracuse and Tennessee will play at noon as well.
We'll see how long this is exciting for.
That's a 2 TVer right there. Got to have the second TV set up ready to go to be able to watch both games
on the new deck,
same time. I need good weather.
on the outdoor TV, although one is going to look a lot better than the other.
Maybe.
Outdoor TV versus not.
Yeah, I know. We'll see.
We're going to find out.
Alabama, Florida State, 3:30 game. So something in between there just to keep you interested unless you're taking a nap or finding something productive to do after you've watched the noon games. LSU, Clemson at night. Awesome.
Let's go.
And credit to LSU here. LSU plays a, generally speaking, ranked opponent in prime time every opening weekend. Brian Kelly hasn't won one yet, but
At least
they
they do it.
challenged themselves out of the gate. This game should be awesome.
Yep.
Can't wait for that one. Then Sunday night, okay, many people have Labor Day off.
Mhm.
Sunday night, you get Notre Dame at Miami.
So yeah, that one's interesting to me because what is Miami? Do we really know?
Carson Beck will
Well,
determine a lot of it.
There are so many new moving parts to so many of these teams.
Yeah.
We've got new quarterbacks all over the place. And I know that generally it is a huge deal.
Mhm.
I mean, all those other teams, Ohio State and Texas, are
so
all going to be loaded.
Arch Manning,
Brand new teams.
generally
Brand new
speaking, new
quarterbacks.
quarterback.
Yep.
Julian Sayin was named
New
the
quarterback.
starting quarterback for Ohio State, new quarterback.
Steve Angeli, new quarterback.
Syracuse, Tennessee, Aguilar, new quarterback. Alabama, new quarterback.
Florida State, I don't know. New quarter Jordan was 2 years ago.
Yeah. LSU brings back Nussmeier.
Yeah.
Clemson brings back Klubnik.
For the 7th year.
But CJ Carr at Notre Dame and Carson Beck at Miami.
All
this
kinds
is
of new
the way
quarterbacks.
college football is going to be.
Mhm. But a lot of those guys, Carson Beck, I get it, played somewhere. But a lot of these guys didn't get significant
starters.
time. They weren't starters. And that's why I think that's fun and exciting. And what do they turn into? Steve Angeli, we saw for a hot minute. I'm excited to see what he turns into. But these are all unknowns. So, I understand the excitement, but, we don't know what any of those teams are going to look like if a quarterback just isn't what we think they were going to be.
Yeah, that's, to your point, kind of what makes it fun.
Hi, Aunt Sue.
Your Aunt Sue checking in. If you could only watch one of these, don't say Syracuse. Which game are you choosing?
won't.
You can only watch one.
Texas, Ohio State.
Yeah. Who do you think wins that one?
Ohio State.
I think so.
You know me. I'm a little bit, when we talked about this last week, I was a little down on Texas being top ranked. And I think Ohio State would be maybe that was my dark horse of, it wasn't really a dark horse. But I don't know what Julian Sayin looks like.
No, but we do know that Ohio State probably has the best offensive player in college football in Jeremiah Smith. And Ohio State has the best defensive player in college football in Caleb Downs. Yeah, that tough spot. Hey, Arch Manning is as composed as it gets, right?
He's a Manning.
Heartbeat that is just...
He's a Manning.
But to go to the shoe to really start
It's
your
awesome.
career.
Yeah, it'll definitely be that for me. And then LSU Clemson. For some reason, Notre Dame Miami doesn't really do it for me, but I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, LSU Clemson too. I think it's going to be a really good one. All right, so we're fired up for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, when we come back here on Onorato and Miller, we're taking a quick time out, but we are going to share our conversation with Dottie Pepper. Had a chance to chat with her earlier on Thursday after she led a conversation with Jim Nantz in support of the Saratoga Senior Center right here in Saratoga Springs. Really cool event. More with Dottie next.
Bella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats, available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
How special was this for you to share that stage with a good friend of yours for a cause that you've supported for a long time?
It's a chance for A, to give back, but B, you finally get time when we're not going shot, and you can story tell, and that's what he does better than anybody. And just to be able to tee him up and bring in the causes, I mean, he put a nice, perfect bow on it, as you would expect at the end, and it couldn't have gone any better.
How much do you think Lois's words rang true here, that the presence of both of you on the stage brought out people and made them more aware of the center than they otherwise would have been?
That was the purpose, was to try to just not go to the same people that have been supporting for so long, to try to bring a legend like Jim Nantz here, because he brings other people from other places, other sports. I mean, there's nothing he hasn't covered, from the Olympics to the Masters to the Super Bowl. There's nothing he hasn't done, and that was the point of the day, and it was a very different crowd than you would normally have had for a senior center sport event. So,
And you're telling me that guy couldn't call baseball?
I don't listen to him.
That's what he said.
Yeah, don't listen to him when he says he couldn't call baseball. I given a few innings, I think he'd knock it out of the park, pun intended.
I'm not asking for a Tiger comparison because that has become too cheap. But can you give us some perspective of what Scotty Scheffler is doing and what you're seeing up close from him?
He makes people think they have to do superhuman things. They have to be perfect. And he proved over this last weekend that you don't have to even be close to perfect. And he wasn't. And he still came out winning. And that can be demoralizing. So I think he's making people question themselves without even having to do anything, because he's so neat, he's efficient, he's powerful, organized, and he plays with great joy. And that's a tough combo to beat.
I'll never have the mentality of a professional athlete to have that ultimate confidence in yourself, but you've had it or still have it. But is there something about playing with Scotty on the final day, or knowing he's only a few shots back and the group behind you, that can make you a little shaky?
We're at that level now. I don't think we were really until this year. It kicked it into another gear, because he showed what he could do when he wasn't 100%, when his hand injury was still part of the deal, and then when he was finally completely healed. Glory who? I mean, it's a hard thing to say, but he is so clean above everybody else, and it's just, as his coach Randy Smith says, rinse and repeat. sounds really boring, but dang, that's exciting to watch.
Ryder Cup, we're all excited for that, obviously. Some names on the U.S. squad who are qualifiers, automatic qualifiers, and then I would imagine some picks from Keegan as well, that if you don't follow golf closely every week, you might say, who is he? What did he accomplish this year? And then you'd be impressed by some of the wins on the resumes here. What do you expect from this U.S. squad?
I think they were very, they were a little concerned at the beginning of the year because the Europeans had such a great run through May with a lot of wins. Rory, Oberg. I mean, there was significant wins and momentum on the European side. That certainly has switched, but it's 3 days, and it's 5 sessions, and literally anything can happen. Playing Solheim Cups for so many years, number one thing in the back of your mind was expect someone to do what you don't expect. And if you go in with that mentality to always be prepared for somebody to hole out for some place that you would think they barely have a shot, or the momentum to continue in a way that just starts to steamroll through your team, then you're just fine. But you have to expect the unexpected.
How difficult is it to turn yourself from an individual into a team player in this sport of golf with all of the pressure that comes along with playing for your country, as you did the many times you've just referenced?
I don't think it's that difficult, because that was something I always wanted to do, was play on a team like that. But I think it should be easier today because these guys all have teams around them. Immerse yourself in that team, because you're all going to one common spot and you're trying to win this 12-inch gold cup that hangs around for 2 years. And bragging rights are pretty powerful.
What can you share, if anything, about David's book, Progress, when people can expect it?
It's very close. It's been an immersive project. His own personal book, I hope, is the one that comes out next, but he's publishing 2 significant pieces in golf course history this year, and I couldn't be prouder.
And the personal book, if you can, share with our viewers too what that experience is and what they'll find in the pages.
So during COVID, he needed to get back to work, go back to see clients, and the easiest, simplest way, it wasn't simple, it was long and drawn out, was 40 days in his own vehicle, going from Saratoga Springs down through the south out to the west coast and looping back. And it was a transformative experience from him from a golf standpoint, but I think from a personal standpoint too. And that's what that book will be about.
A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center and Route 30 in Amsterdam.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
You know, we always love catching up with Dottie Pepper any chance we get, and fun to do it in person, where
She's
so
the
often our conversations with her are done over text or virtual here by way of the show. So that was a lot of fun. And Jim Nantz is exactly the way you would expect him to be. The voice, first of all, right?
People say that about you.
Well,
I mean, I know you're not Jim Nantz, but you have unique, distinct, powerful voices.
And, you know, he has fun with it. He sits down. Hello, friends. You know, he gives you all of those, a tradition unlike any other. He gives you all of those lines that you want. as a fan and the people who were sitting there in the audience to support the Saratoga Senior Center. Lois Celeste is the executive director there, and just a big fundraiser for them. 70 years they're celebrating this year,
awesome.
And Nantz is their man of the year for all the good work he's done with Alzheimer's. His father had Alzheimer's for 13 years before he passed, and Jim Nantz has done so much. He said on Thursday he had a #1 New York Times bestseller called Always by My Side, and because of its incredible success, he took all of the money he made from that book and put it towards creating an Alzheimer's Center in Houston.
Really cool.
Now, look, the guy makes a lot of money every year from CBS for doing no longer college basketball, but the NFL and golf, and so he's not hurting in that way. But what a mission he has. He has set out on
with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, cool for him to have been there today. Sam got his picture taken with Jim and got his book signed.
Pretty good.
And I threw a lot of cold water on Sam at the beginning. I said, I don't know that you're going to get anywhere near him. I've heard when the conversation's done, Jim needs to jump in a car and he's on to another engagement. But Jim hung around for a while and signed some autographs and took some pictures. And
cool.
Pretty cool.
That's great.
Brian's checking in. Yeah, man.
Football
ready for
season
football season
is almost here. The weather turned a little bit. We're going to be back up warm a little bit. I'm not ready to take the dive yet. I could take like a week or two of like hot college football. That would be cool.
Yes.
And then just slowly take the dip. The problem is we don't get like weeks and weeks and weeks. I want 2 months of 70s and 60s. We're not going to get it.
No, we won't.
We get 1 week of 70s, a week of 60s, and then we jump off.
Yeah.
Drop off the cliff there.
And it's cold by Halloween.
And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Sponsored by Performance Industrial.
Performance Industrial, there's never a job that's too dirty or too difficult for Bill Miller and his squad to get it done. And Ash, this is a difficult one to see, the Albany Firewolves. And we had kind of been thinking the last couple of years, is the attendance good enough to keep this team? Then the franchise signs a contract extension, not a new contract. It wasn't a new 5-year deal.
But
they were tacking on a few years to what was left and thought, okay, they're safe. They're gonna try to build this thing up a little bit, and then almost out of nowhere. I was in Florida. I was texting you. I said, "Whoa, look at this!" And I think it was Mark Singlace of the TU who had it first. It was Inside Lacrosse. I'm sorry, Inside Lacrosse. That had the team, the league had filed for a trademark of the Oshawa Firewolves, and everybody went, oh, okay. If this doesn't happen this year, clearly it's going to happen at some point. Anyway, you've been a part of this team, covering it on the sidelines and being part of weekly calls and getting to know the players and the coaches and the owners and the front office staff. It was a fun team to be around.
100%. And that's what I said to some of the people in the organization that I talked to. You do kind of, it's not like an exit interview, but you do calls with the team. And my experience from start to finish, we went right into a pandemic. I was doing games with a mask on the sidelines.
Yeah, I guess the team moved here coming out of COVID, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So I started, we were testing, guys were testing coming in, people were sick, guys weren't traveling, people were getting quarantined. It was still fun. We had a great season, then we had a really bad season, and all of it was fun. Like when they underachieved, when they overachieved. I think the one thing about that coaching staff, it's one of the greatest groups of people that I've ever been around at the team level, from a perspective of like how professionally they treat you, just what good people they are. So I had nothing but the best experience with that crew, which is why it's disappointing. All the players, all the coaches, all the training staff, the the people at MVP. It was such a great experience. And that's why it's sad to see it go, because Albany has trouble. Albany can't keep a professional team in this city to save its life. And that's really disappointing. But we're a big college sports town. And that's the thing. It's like we love our Siennas and our UAlbanys, but we can't quite get a professional or semi-professional team to stay.
Glenn Clark, head coach, general manager, Chris Parecka, the team president, Oliver Marty, I think is the lead on the ownership group. All guys who have been very good to us and to you, which has been great to see. And unfortunately, it's a professional experience that's leaving, but it's a fan experience and something that was new to the area here after it had left for 20
a long time with the Albany
years,
attack. Yep.
Right. And a team with a lot of promise too. That
they're going to be fun.
Yeah, I think we'll win a lot of games. And look, maybe the fan response is just better outside of Toronto in Oshawa. So Sam wants to know, what's the problem with teams here in Albany?
Sam, if you could answer that question, you would solve so many of Albany's financial, all kinds of problems. Because if you could keep teams like this and really generate support around it, if you get teams that are going to go to MVP consistently, you can build up around it. Right now, there is not that. They don't have that. You're not going to bring in money and spend money to build a restaurant in your MVP arena when you can't get games and sports. Concerts are one thing, but that's it. It all kind of feeds off of one another, and it snowballs as to why things aren't built up around that arena. Why the fan base doesn't buy in, I don't know. Indoor lacrosse is not a thing in the United States of America. Box lacrosse, we don't play it. It's very difficult to get people to care about a sport that kids here don't grow up playing. And I know that we're trying to change that. It's going to be very difficult now that the box lacrosse team in our area changes. We play field lacrosse. Niskayuna is a top-ranked field lacrosse team every year in New York State. And that is what kids around here do. So I think that sport in itself is difficult. But outside of the Albany Firebirds way back in the day, in the Eddie Brown days, tough to draw a crowd. The Albany Attack did good for a while. The Riverettes did good for a while. But it wears off, and people don't want to go out when it's, snowing and miserable and park downtown and do whatever. We kind of ride the roller coaster around here. But you see Glens Falls support the Thunder, and you see, which is why I don't always quite understand. We're not a small town, but we're not a big town.
The Firewolves statement was classy in the way that it didn't call out the fans of Albany.
And it
pointed towards
it's economic
costs.
Yeah.
Taxes,
but when you don't make money,
insurance, right, in New York State, in Albany. But to your point, if they were getting 7,000-8,000 fans a game, those costs are mitigated by the revenue coming in because of the fans. So when the number is 2,500, it's just not good enough.
Yeah, and we saw the final 2 games of the season last year were glimpses of what this town can offer. Putting people in the seats and being really supportive and loud and fun. It's possible, but consistency is the issue when it comes to Albany. And I can say these things because I've lived here my whole life. Yeah. I grew up here. I supported teams. I went to the Firebirds games. I went to the Attack games. I've gone to the Valley Cats games. I can't put my finger on what it is.
Carol wants to know, will they be replaced?
No.
The answer is no, not by a National Lacrosse League team. And my guess is a lower level of the indoor sport, if that still even exists.
It does.
Okay. Is not going to come to Albany.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
If the Premier Lacrosse League were ever to go back to a model of individual cities and it really grew, maybe Albany gets some consideration because of what you said about the field and outdoor game.
Yep.
That's possible. Yeah. It's too bad. It really is. It's too bad. We enjoyed covering that team.
Yeah, love them.
betting on the Little League World Series, people. I mean, this is as dirty as it gets. And I understand that these are offshore accounts in Costa Rica, I think is where a lot of these bets are being placed.
Okay.
Come on. And the coaches, the adults of the sport are getting upset that this is even taking place. I mean, go ahead and be upset about it if you want. You're wasting breath and energy, and maybe by speaking out publicly about it, you're just setting a good example for the kids who are going to hear this and realize that you are standing up for them. Fine, cool.
The
But
kids don't know that anybody's betting on their games.
nor do they care, I don't think. But like, really,
They're only gonna know if
I
you tell them.
understand that because I love my FanDuel app, and I don't know the last time I placed a bet. Because we're in a dead period. I get it. People don't love betting Major League Baseball. We're close to the football season. We have an itch to get back into it. But like, this is not the outlet.
Yeah.
Go bet some futures in the NFL and the Heisman and college football.
Go bet the Travers. Like, you got horse racing. Do that for a little while.
The Little League World Series.
It's so weird.
I don't like watching 12-year-olds play baseball.
No.
I'm certainly
I don't
not
want my
going
money
to
hanging
bet
on them.
This was a crazy thing to me. All right, we'll take a break here on Onorato and Miller. We'll come back. Country music star Lee Brice will join us. And then before we say goodbye for the week, we have a heartfelt goodbye to say to a friend of ours and somebody who was a weekly viewer of this program. We're back right after this.
A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer.
The great thing about novices, no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
Imagine coming home after a long day and slipping into your own personal hot tub from Wellness Spas. Let the stress of the day melt away as you soak in the therapeutic benefits of the water. Our team at Alpenhaus wants to help you relax and enjoy the advantages of owning your very own hot tub. Now offering a whole new lineup from Wellness Spas, featuring models from their City Life and Peak Life lines. Alpenhaus Pools and Hot Tubs. Visit us at Clifton Park Center at Route 30 in Amsterdam.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Back on Onorato and Miller, and Lee Brice is our guest here on Albany, New York's NBC. Lee, you are coming to Schenectady, right down the road from us, to be the headliner of the grand opening of a new arena near the casino, Mohawk Harbor, and it's the M&T Bank Center, man. Great to have you back on the show. Thank you.
Well, what an honor. And I mean, all the people up there seem to be rabid country music fans, so I really love coming and playing around there.
Dude, is it amazing? Like, you know, we're upstate New York, but it seems like country is the number one radio genre across the country.
It's bigger than that. I mean, it's like when I first came out, I had never even been up north, you know. I'm from South Carolina, and I thought, I'm going to New Jersey or New York or Connecticut to play country music. I thought this is going to be great. And then I got up there, and they were crazy. And I thought, you know what? Country music is about blue collar, everyday, real story, real people. And I said, well, there's probably more of them right there where you are. And so it makes perfect sense. And honestly, we come up there and our shows are even more powerful up there than they are from where I'm from. So we really do truly love coming up.
We are huge country music fans. My wife and I got engaged in Nashville, and she really brought me into the music genre, but we are also huge sports fans. And so your Clemson University Tigers open with an LSU squad that's going to be one heck of a game, man. And I just thought, I'm sure there are other musicians, I'm going to leave them out here, but Jordan Davis sings about LSU. Is there's such a well-known kind of association between country musicians and their alma maters. Many of them tend to be ACC, SEC, obviously.
Yeah.
Is there talk amongst you guys about?
There is mostly, though. It's some of my Georgia buddies, like they're all Georgia guys. And then and some Florida Gators, some like you said. But the biggest one is my hometown rival. Like, so South Carolina has got South Carolina Gamecocks and Clemson. And so Darius Rucker, I don't really hear from him very much until football season. And then all I hear is crap. He's just sending me, So luckily we've been pretty dominant over them for the last, I don't know how many years. But anyways, yeah, that's probably the biggest one that we go back and forth with, Darius.
And now you guys have two of the Heisman favorites, Cade Klubnik on your squad, Lenora Sellers, the quarterback for Darius's squad, the Gamecocks. You played college football, so I'm assuming you're still a big fan of it. How often do you get to watch and really pay attention?
Well, every single game I'm at least watching, Okay. I mean, even if – and it's the worst. I mean, I love my job, but when I have to go on stage and it's like in the third quarter of a game, it's hard for me. So – they put it in my ear, but I love to take the family. We'll go for about once a year. We'll go down and catch a game at Clemson in the fall, take the family and the bus down. And it is just awesome. Don't ever let your kid go visit Clemson like in the fall, because if they do, that's where they're going to go.
I saw this really cool thing you did for Scotty McCreery where you moved your show time so he could see his Wolfpack play in the Final Four. That's how rabid you guys are.
Yeah, he's such a great guy, and he didn't even want to ask, like his manager, because he wasn't going to ask that. And I was like, dude, I don't care. Absolutely. Are you kidding me? We're both playing. We'll swap them around. We'll do what we need to do, because that's very important. If you love your team like I love my team, then it's important.
Lee Brice is coming to Mohawk Harbor. It's the M&T Bank grand opening, September 6th, 7 o'clock. Get your tickets at spell it out, mntbankcenter.com. We'll put up all the information on our website, wnyt.com as well. We've got more than 3 billion streams. When you started your career, that was not a thing. Are you able to wrap your head around how worldwide you are now?
Well, you say that, but it still feels like I'm just still trying to start out. I mean, I always just look at it like you got to work harder than everybody else. But it is kind of weird to hear when you'd say 3 billion or 5 billion streams, or I'm like, with a B? Wow. But we just love to play music, and I'm just appreciative that I get to continue to do it for a living and pay for my kids' roof over their head. I mean, that's really all.
Go to Clemson.
And maybe go to Clemson. It's all I've ever really wanted. So I am, I'm appreciative of it every day.
What gives you the constant energy to be a live performer? I think it's so funny. Like when I go pay to see a concert, it's always a great show. What we don't think about is you just played the night before 3-4 hours away, and as soon as the show's over, you're going to get back on the bus and go to the next show 3-4 hours away.
Yeah, more like 8 hours away. And when I get on the bus, I ride all night with riders, and then ride all day, and then do the show. And right now, I don't know if you could tell, but my voice is kind of gone because we have been flying from California to Canada to Montana to Florida, and then I'm home for 24 hours with the kids. I mean, the energy becomes from you're a daddy and you got to go to work, But honestly, though, you can't call it work. I mean, the work part is the travel. The music part never has been work. I mean, somehow right at showtime, that energy comes and the voice can wake up. And so I get to do what I love to do. So we work, but everybody works hard at what they do. And so I'm lucky that I get to work hard at something I love.
And you're taking a break to come to Schenectady from your tour, which is what you know about that tour. What can't you do on tour now that you used to do when you were younger?
Well, honestly, even just speaking about my voice, like the talking part, like, we used to, when I was younger, we would go out to a bar or something after the show. And like but that's a lot of talking and loud talking. And so I can't do that anymore. I mean, when I get off that stage, I go to my bus and like, I'm there. I mean, I've got to save it as much as I can so that's one thing. I just can't go out and like visit people like out in the public anymore because it's just so much loud talking and it really just takes a physical toll. And so that's kind of the main thing for that question.
Saw you rock out at the Palace Theater in downtown Albany in 2023, coming back to the Capital Region. One thing you're so well known for is your support of our brave men and women service members. I'll mention Folds of Honor, but I know there are others, Lee. Why?
Well, first of all, because they don't take thank yous very well because they're like, this is my job, and they are sacrificing not just the ultimate, but like the everyday sacrifice. And it's not only our service members of the military, but from police officers to firefighters and first responders and school teachers and nurses, they go stick their faces in the muck so that all of us can kind of come do what we want to do, how we want to do it. And you can never say thank you enough. And so I from that, and then I also grew up with a family, my granddaddy, my great granddaddy, World War I, World War II, my uncles in Vietnam, my cousins, SEAL team guys. It's just kind of in me, and I just understand the like I said, like the daily sacrifice, not just even the ultimate, and so I'm just proud to even be a tiny part of helping in any way I can, anytime I can.
I was at the gas station the other day filling up, and a guy stopped me, and I just heard the voice first, and he said, "That's a sharp-looking suit." And I turned around, and he was in fatigues, and I said, "I don't look nearly as good as you, my brother."
Yeah, and sometimes those I'll go play for, say an Air Force base, and they will be so thankful that I came and play. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm playing music here.
Yeah.
You don't need to thank me. I'm thanking you. That's why I'm here. And so you're right. I mean, it's like your suit is sharp, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I got a couple more, and I'm going to let you voice the rest. Let you rest the voice. Hello.
Yeah.
I speak for a living. Can you believe it?
Right.
Songwriter to performer singer. I don't think a lot of people know about this either, how a lot of country musicians get their start as a songwriter. And it's amazing to read some of the stories about how somebody then encourages them. Hey, you can sing, like go do this on your own. What was the genesis for you, Lee, from going from songwriter to performer?
It really wasn't. It was since I was 10 years old, I was writing songs because I wanted to sing. And as a 10-year-old, I heard George Strait or Garth Brooks and thought, well, obviously this person wrote this song. They produced it. They played the guitar. I mean, this is what my 10-year-old brain thought. So I was producing my own music and writing my own music and singing since I was a kid. So when I came to Nashville, I got lucky and it got a good foot in the door because I got a couple songs cut by other artists. But the whole plan was always to do what I'm doing, Okay. And so I just happened to kind of get that start first.
Is there a song you wrote that you let somebody else have you wish you'd kept?
Not really, because the few that I've had, they paid some bills and put cheese on my burgers for me.
Good. As they should have. There's some hits out there that you put pen to paper on for somebody else, man. What brings you more peace? Hunting, fishing, or playing golf?
Definitely. Well, here's the other problem. It's two of the three because when you're fishing, you're still hunting. You're just hunting fish. So hunting and fishing. I mean, I love the golf, and I love the spirit of that and the competition of it with your own self or against some other people for a dollar bill. But hunting and fishing, being in the outdoors, that's like really truly like a relaxing kind of getaway, blood pressure drops, kind of thing.
Well, you'll be stuck in a hockey arena September 6th up here in Schenectady, New York, man. But we can't wait to see you again in concert, Lee. Safe travels. I know you're on tour. Thank you for taking the time to do this show, man. Be well.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Get ready for the thrill of a lifetime with Tracker fishing boats. Available at Alpenhaus. Feel the rush as you reel in your trophy catch, supported by Tracker's unmatched stability. Prepare to conquer any challenge with cutting-edge tech at your fingertips and the freedom to explore without limits. Make waves this season and experience the ultimate fishing adventure with Tracker fishing boats at Alpenhaus. Your source for fun since 1964.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Cool to catch up with Lee Brice. Glad we were able to do that. We're going to come back on Onorato and Miller in a minute.
At Marcella's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcella's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and many more. Shop Marcella's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
The great thing about Novice is no matter who you are, they're going to put all the detail in the world into your brand. I feel like they have been a big part of my success, making me feel comfortable.
This is Harrison Butker, Super Bowl champion kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs. Claim your crown.
And now, back to Onorato and Miller. Sponsored by Alpenhaus.
Alpenhaus, Marcella's, Novice, Performance Industrial, some of our favorite sponsors, of course, and they're with us every single week as well. Ash, we are saying goodbye to somebody who's been a fan of this show, which has been great to get to know, Ed Rusty Skeels.
Yeah, my guy. My superintendent and former English teacher, Kathy Skeels. This is her father. He passed away a little more than a week ago, just shy of his 93rd birthday. His 93rd birthday would be tomorrow. So we're wishing him a happy birthday in heaven. And this is a guy who I said to Kathy, I'm like, everyone described him. You talked to him for a minute and you thought like you were his best friend. Knew more about horse racing than I'll ever know at the age of 92 3/4. And I spent a little bit of time with him watching the races a few weeks ago now, just before he passed away. And he was still making bets and still winning money. And he was always so good to us. Very, very good to us. I said to them at the services this week, thank you for sharing your dad with me, because he was a grandfather figure in a lot of ways, but just a good man. Korean War veteran, as you see with the hat. So yes, it served his country proudly, was a heck of an athlete, but a better dad, a better grandfather, a better friend, and a better human than all the rest of those things. So
yeah,
we're going to miss him.
Sweet man. And was good to you.
Yeah.
We're going to miss you, Mr. Skeels. Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for watching Onorato and Miller.